So hello friend. So today we are going to understand like the HTTP and the HTTPS in the simplest and most practical way. So you use both of this in every day, but most of the people don't really know what's happening behind the scene. So let's start with simplest idea. So when you like open any website, okay, so when you open any website, okay, when you open any website, okay, and you browse talk to server, your browser talk to server, so you ask like open Instagram, okay, so that's talk to server. Okay, so what happening like that communication happens using any protocols. So this use protocols, and that protocol is called so not called, that protocol is HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so first let understand the HTTP. So HTTP is hypertext transmission protocol. Okay, so what is the full form of HTTP? HTTP is Hypertext Transmission Protocol. Okay, so it is the basic way your browser send request and you get receive the response. So request and response. So like when you type URL and hit enter, so your browser send a request to server. Okay, like you type HTTP colon like example.com. So you like ask like that. Okay, so this like hit browse when you hit this, like your browser send a request to your server, so this server process it and like send back the data with HTML, CSS or any image format. Okay, so like whatever the response comes, it's any format response or data. Okay, so that's called the request response, and like that why how your website loads. So here is the simple flow, like user like browse something browser, and like you can request send to server, server response, and response like again back to user. So this is how your like website loads and like the simple flow. So this is fast and like simple, but there is a problem. Okay, so what problem? So there is a problem in HTTP. All data is sent in plain text. So HTTP problem. What? Okay, what like whatever the response comes from the user, it's like the plain text. So like anyone can like use that response and like the data. So like for example, if you are using like public Wi-Fi, so someone can intercept your data, like they can see your login details because it's the plain text, login details and passwords. Okay, so if this is the problem for HTTP, we are using HTTP, so that is the main problem. It does not encrypt your data, so it does not like verify the server is real or not. So even though it work, it's not safe. So main problem is like it's not safe, not safe. Okay, so this is not encrypted. This data is not like the provide security to you. That's the HTTP. And why we use HTTPS? Okay, let's discuss. Okay, so now let's understand the HTTP. HTTP is stand for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and like the S stand for secure. Secure means like they can provide the security to you. Like it works exactly like HTTP, but it's security layers. It's security layer. Okay, it's a security layer to you. So like this security comes from the encryption. What is the security? Security is the encryption. So whenever you hit request to browser and that server respond you, so that the data comes in like encrypted format. like no one can use that data. The all data is encrypted before being sent. So even if someone intercepts it, they cannot read it. It looks like a random data. So now the important question is like how does the HTTP actually makes things secure? Okay. So like so this is the like this is happen using the SSL and TLS. Okay. SSL means like SSL before sending any data. HTTP performs something called handshake. You know, handshake. And first your browser connect to your server. So browser connect to server. Okay, like connect to server and server send a certificate. Server send a certificate and server send certificate. That certificate provide the server is trusted. Okay, certificate provide the server is trusted. That certificate ensure that things. The third thing, the browser verify the certificate, and again the browser verify that certificate, and like it everything is valid, secure connection is created. Okay, they both side generated encryption key. After that all communication is encrypted, so like they can like verify each other and encrypted key, and like after that all communication is encrypted, so that's the security is provided by HTTP. Okay, so like let's compare both in simple terms. So HTTP is like sending a postcard, okay, and anyone can read it. And HTTP is like sending a sealed envelope. You like taking example, HTTP taking example like postcard in village, like there is postcard, and in HTTPS like the sealed envelope. Like no one can like open that. So that's the example. And some technical differences like HTTP use the port, HTTP use port 80, and HTTPS use port 443. That's the secure 443. Okay, so HTTP has no encryption and HTTPS encryption. Encryption, HTTPS encryption. That's the main point. And like HTTP also uses SSL or TLS for encryption. Okay, now let's talk about why HTTP is important. Important. Why? So, like in interview, interview ask any question related to the why HTTP is important. Okay, so why? So like it protects sensitive data like password and payment details, and also prevent the hackers from reading or modifying data. So like they can protect sensitive data like password and payment details, and also like they can not readable format. So it's build trust with users, and even search engine like Google prefers HTTP as websites. Today, almost all modern websites use HTTPs. Like if a website still use HTTP, so browser, so it's not secure. Okay, so there is a warning sign. But like for understanding is simple. Like HTTP is fast but not secure. HTTP is secure and trusted. And in today's world, security is an optional, so it's required. So that's enough, guys. If like you found this is helpful, so subscribe for more simple and tech explanation. So I will use see in the next video.